Okay, we might just kick it off, Grant, I think.
Okay.
Rightio. Okay, let's go. Welcome everybody to the first Allied Health Virtual Conference for 2018. Today we've actually got Grant Titman, Director at Q4 Financial, to do his presentation on de-risking your private practice, taking the you out of your practice and creating value. So before we begin, I just want to go through some quick housekeeping rules for everybody. So we invite you and encourage all participants to feel free to ask questions during the conference. The conferencing platform that we use enables you to use the chat function, so whereby you can type in your question or comment, and you're able to choose whether that goes to all of the speakers or the panelists or everybody. Feel free to use this chat function. However, the speakers, we will hold all questions until the end of the presentation. Please do not use the Q&A function as this will not be monitored during the conference. You can, of course, contact each of our speakers directly via the email at a later date if you wish. Each conference session is going to be recorded and access will be provided via the direct link emailed to each attendee after the conference has finished. Those recording links will be sent out as soon as possible, as soon as we can get them out to you. So today, Grant Titman is the Director of Q4 Financial. They have developed a streamlined process called Better in Business for Allied Health. It gives you clarity on the basics that need to be in place in order for your business not only to survive, but to thrive. Their 5-step process guides and supports your business and strategy decisions and helps you stay accountable to them. So, okay, over to you, Grant.
Okay, thanks, Chris. I'll just get my screen right here. Okay, what do you want from your business? My guess is that if you've been in business for a number of years, your view on this may have changed. If your business is not delivering you what you need it to, how do you make that change? Today, I want to provide you with the framework that we use to allow these changes to be made. But first, a story. Simon started out like many of you would have. He was a high achiever at school, worked hard, got the results and the accolades. He always had the ambition to be in the health profession due to his love of sport and the love of helping people. So logically, a university degree followed. And he followed the same formula: work hard, get the results, with the belief that a good job would ensure, and ultimately he would be well remunerated. Not that money was his real driver, success was. Simon's first job was with a small practitioner, which offered him direct exposure to many facets of his profession, and it seemed like a great way to start. Simon's first day on the job was pretty straightforward. Meet and greet a couple of the team members, 30 minutes with the owner, and then straight into seeing his first patient. At first, due to his need to build his book, Simon started off at an easy pace. Simon could see his colleagues and the owner in the business working exceptionally hard, every day seeing as many patients as possible, head down. And every day was pretty much the same. Seeing so many people, taking a 15-minute break for lunch, back straight into it. Within 3 months, Simon too had a full book. He thought he was pretty much on top of the world. He started to earn some decent money and was feeling really great about the path that he'd chosen. 6 months in, Simon was now feeling the pinch of being under constant pressure to see a never-ending list of patients and never having any spare time to develop himself. All additional training, which was sporadic, had to be done after hours due to his work commitments and the boss's expectation of customer service. After a year, Simon was thinking there had to be a better way. So he decided to leave the small operator for a larger corporate. From their sales spiel in the interview, it appeared to be more employee friendly. They quoted terms like work-life balance, education. Sadly, the sales pitch and the delivery of employee value were not aligned, and Simon was left again extremely extremely disenchanted, working really hard, and feeling like a majority of his revenue was being given to stakeholders who did not care about him at all. Simon, by this stage, had a good handle on patient care and knew that he had ability to win new business. In his mind, the only logical step was to go into business for himself, where he would now have to work hard, but at least he would be able to keep all of the profits for himself. Michael Gerber, the author of The E-Myth, one of the all-time great business books, puts this moment as an entrepreneurial seizure. So he started off renting a room for another allied health business whom he wasn't competing with. And then from there, after he got busier, Simon decided he needed to grow up and get his own premises. And this is where the real fun starts. At all times during the process, Simon was 100% committed to his patients and made room to see them whenever it suited them, keeping his diary open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. daily and on weekends. His program was working. Patients loved him. They were coming back, progressing well with their rehab, referring others. Due to the number of patients, it was time to employ another practitioner. Of course, he didn't want his income to suffer too much, so he only offered 2 days on a contract revenue split basis. 2 years down the track, he now had 3 additional contractors, all doing between 1 and 3 days per week. Scheduling was a nightmare, and Simon, at that stage, needed a full-time administrator to manage the diaries. Each month was now a constant struggle to pay the wages, the rent, and all other associated business costs. Simon now sees his income eroded by the costs of running a business. And at the same time, he has no time for himself. He needs to see as many patients as possible to keep the doors open and pay the rent. Now, he's in exactly the same position as his boss. I'm here today to help you find a better way. When we stop and look at the position that Simon's in, we can identify that there are a few major problems with his business. And if these are not addressed, the ultimate loser will be Simon and his health. When we work with our clients, nearly all of them are looking for more time, not necessarily more profit, although this regularly flows as a result of our process, more time to do the things on their terms. We see the role of your business is to be the tool to deliver that result. Our process helps you work through this and develop an action plan to get on track to achieving the outcomes you desire. So when you're going through this today, remember this is a process, and you're making your notes. Remember, this is a process and not an immediate fix. You've got your business to where it is today with developing many habits. To improve your business, we must be prepared to break some of those habits. To quote Michael Sheargold of Business Codes, sometimes you have to break with to break through. Before you treat any client, you understand the need to make a full assessment of their condition. Leave out this step and the treatment will be below plan, below par. Your business should be reviewed in the same light. Without a proper assessment of where you're at, it's likely you will treat the symptom and not the cause. So for now, we need to take a helicopter view of your business and get a greater understanding. Understand your processes, identify which risks need immediate attention, which risks have the highest potential to drive value in your business and have the greatest impact to allow you to achieve your goals. So as part of this, you need to understand your business and the environment you're working in. Who are your competitors? Who are they today and who might they be tomorrow? How is this going to change your business conditions today? Are you faced with declining sales? Is cash flow a problem? Do you have access to funding from the banks or other means to help you fund your future growth? Are you attracting and retaining and motivating your staff? What formal and documented business planning do you have in place? Is there a succession plan? Is selling your business for the highest price, is that a priority? Are you protected, your assets? Are your assets protected outside of your business? And importantly, through this process, do you understand how you compare to the industry average? When we work with clients, we want their performance indicators or key performance indicators to be in the top 20%. Do you know how your results compare in a number of these areas? So part of that assessment, what that allows you to do then is to create what we call a scorecard. And what this does is it allows you to see your risks and which ones, and categorize them, right? When you assess your business, you will find many things that you can do better. The key is to understand what are the things I should be doing tomorrow and the next day that are going to derive the most value for you. And again, part of this process is allowing you to create a SWOT analysis. Now, we've all heard of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. But this allows you, once you actually take the time to dig deep into your business, allows you to understand how are you going to grow your revenue and profit? How are you going to impact your cash flow or reduce business risks? Many businesses we see not achieving their results do not regularly assess how they are operating. As a result, they don't see the car coming on their blind side. We ensure the businesses we work with undertake this on an annual basis to stay ahead of the game. Are you doing this? If not, why not? De-risking your business does not mean detaching from your business. In some areas, you must stay very attached. If you're looking at numbers once a year or even once a quarter, that's not enough to help you succeed. So much can happen between the start of October and the end of December. And you can quickly get out of control if this is your process. Every good business we work with, they know their daily, weekly, and monthly metrics. And they're not all the same. And I'm not talking about knowing every single number in detail, but knowing the key numbers that are important to drive the success of your business and to take action to keep you on track. Some of the clients we start working with, they say, oh yes, John, the bookkeeper knows my numbers. My point to that is, what is John doing about your numbers? Entering into an accounting package is not knowing your numbers. This does not tell you the real story. How can you manage your business if you simply look at how much money you banked in a quarter or a month? If this is down, so what? You as the business owner need to be across this aspect of your business. It's a game changer. We need to be able to see the detail of your revenue and understand this to give you the information to make decisions. Your team also want to know how they're tracking. Are they meeting business expectations? 6 or 12 months after the fact and performance review is too long to make a difference. The first area of you knowing your numbers is your new patients. You must keep track of these. If your practice management has an area to track these, use that. If not, use a spreadsheet. I don't care. Track your new patients. I see so many businesses overlook this key aspect of their business. Why is it so important, you say? We spend so much money on marketing and building referral sources, and then when we get a new patient in the door, we have this wonderful opportunity to delight them and set them on a path to recovery and to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. But if we are not tracking them through our business, understanding that they're actually getting the care that you desire, then this is a missed opportunity. I see tracking new patients as a key to sustainably increasing your revenue and to holding your team account for their performance. Create a system to give your team visibility over this key number as well. Now let's look at some of the other metrics you should be tracking in your allied health business. Number of clients total, daily, weekly, the averages over the month and the year, your weekly revenue, number of new patients and existing patients, and their rebooking percentages. I cannot stress the importance of this metric enough. Helping your team understand this key part of their business is also critical. Every time I meet with an underperforming business, they have no system of capturing this. Understanding your missed appointments, your cancelling appointments as part of your monthly, weekly metrics. What are the bookings ahead for the week? What are the unbooked hours ahead? This is your capacity for revenue for the week ahead. You need to know this in advance so you can plan ahead. Do you have a strategy for filling your capacity, or do you just let it happen? The next part of your numbers is you need a monthly profit and loss produced within 7 days at the end of the month. Of the business we work with, the ones who can do this, they're achieving the results they desire. When we start to work with businesses, we make this a habit. We're on the phone, we're following them up. Staying close to the numbers pays off. Why is this so? You need timely financial information to allow you to understand the performance of your business and make good decisions and change certain activity before it's too late. Capturing this also allows you to see the trends that are happening in your business and stay in control. And as part of this process, I ask you, who holds you to account for the performance of your business? And are you making time in your week to stay on top of your numbers and to take action when things aren't going to plan? As part of the de-risking process, we also believe there is a definite need to understand the practice roles, understand the roles within your practice. And we've broken these down into some key areas: leadership, systems, marketing, client delivery, and support. Depending on the size of your team, you may wear multiple hats, and that's okay. But if you're wearing all hats as the business owner and you have a client load of 25 or more hours a week, then my guess is you're heading towards breakdown. There is a better way. Let's understand what I mean by these areas first. Leadership. Who's in charge of getting your message out to the team, your clients, and the community as a whole? In a larger team, this might also mean bringing a leadership team together to guide your business. Still one person responsible, but a leadership team will help you. Marketing. The aim must be for prospects to feel they know you before they come to see you for the first time. Developing your brand, developing consistent leads and new patients must be a continual focus of your business. Systems. Regularly, this should not be the owner of the business. Their skill sets regularly do not fit well in this category. And keeping them in this area for too long leads to burnout. As owners, you will know the importance of this within your business, but you won't be able to deal with the detail. In each of these areas, there should be one person responsible. This is particularly relevant for multi-owner businesses. I hear it regularly when I'm challenged on this by people say, all of our partners are responsible for the leadership and marketing of the business. There was a famous quote: if more than one person is responsible for a task, then no one is responsible for the task. And in my experience, this holds true every time. I'm not saying that the responsible person needs to do all the functions in their area. They just need to own it and make it happen. If you're currently the one who is wearing all hats, managing a full-time client load, I can feel you moving uncomfortably in your seat right now, because you're saying to me, no, I must control these key areas of my business. I cannot give these jobs to other people. My business will suffer. I'm not saying that you can't be across these areas. In fact, I would suggest that as the owner, you do want to be across them, just not the one responsible for making everything happen and delivering on the agreed outcomes, nor the person following up the other people who are supporting this task. And in addition, remember, your team are smart. You saw that when you hired them. Give them a chance to shine and you'll be surprised by the results and the weight that is lifted from your shoulders. I'm constantly reminded of the benefits of this when I walk into a business where the young team members are owning key areas of the business function. So what we then start to see when we're starting to look from a helicopter view of our business, we then start to develop an action plan, an improvement plan. It then allows us to break down and understand the strategies that we need to be in place. And what we should do as part of this process is not take on too many things. As I said before, you will actually, when you stop and look at things and assess, you'll actually create a list that might be 1 page long. But if we try and fix all things at the same time, we fix nothing. Focus and delivery and deadlines, allocating a person responsible to help us with those strategies are a key part of the success and the growth of your business. The 1%ers add up to creating a very different business over time. Which then brings me to you. As part of our de-risking process, you need to get prepared to make the changes in the way you operate. So my question is, are you prepared to make the changes? Are you prepared to hand your clients over to another practitioner? Are you prepared to allocate time in your diary every week to implement the strategy you've developed thus far? Are you prepared to make short-term sacrifices in income to derive long-term benefits? This will mean your team will get paid more than you do for a period of time. When you put all of these strategies together, you then get to understand the possibilities of de-risking your business and the potential to substantially increase the value. What we're actually doing is transitioning a business from 100% reliant on you to one that runs without you. And through this valuation process, we can then start to see the power of what this means. We actually start to remove the risks, which increases the value of your business. Because regularly I see people think, when I want to sell my business, I'll sell it for 3 times profit. When I'm involved in the sale of a business, I've seen lots of them sell for less than 3 times, and some really well-managed businesses sell for substantially more than 3 times. You need to understand this equation, and that's what we help you do, and this is the de-risking process. And when you can demonstrate that you've actually de-risked your business, it makes selling so much easier, if that was in fact what you do. And if it isn't, then what it will also give you is more time to choose the things on your terms. As a very simple equation here, we see what the power of a value improvement is. Same profit, same business, which would appear on paper. But when we actually can look behind the scenes, when someone's preparing a valuation, if we look behind and we can actually see we've removed those risks, then the uplift factors can be significantly more. This is the power of de-risking. Throughout this entire process of working with the business, we must also ensure that wealth extraction is a key part of the de-risking strategy. Why, you ask me, why not just make my business extremely profitable and I'll reinvest all back into the business and keep growing? Very few businesses grow forever, especially SMEs. For all of the planning that we put in place, there may be things that occur that are out of our control and force you to make drastic changes to your business. Big players might enter your market and change the landscape significantly. Ownership, ill health, lack of desire to drive your business forward. So having the discipline to accumulate some wealth outside of your business is crucial. Is a crucial part that's often overlooked in many people's strategies, especially in the allied health businesses. And wealth extraction can mean different things to different people. So something to think about. If you had a $15,000 deposit, you contributed $1,000 a month to an investment that returned 8% per annum. In 10 years, you would have $200,000. In 15 years, that would be approximately $400,000. Never underestimate the power of compound interest. Don't always think that you need to buy an investment property to accumulate significant wealth. Disclaimer, however, this is purely done for illustrative purposes and it's not meant to be financial advice. The same principle here applies to your superannuation. Regularly, the business we start to work with, the owners place no value on their superannuation savings. Again, if we intend to build long-term wealth and de-risk your business, I would suggest we shouldn't be overlooking this important factor in your life. For some of you, this might mean 30 years of compound interest. Imagine the possibilities. Start young. If you're not young, start anyway. As allied health professionals, I'm guessing that you subscribe to a healthy life and intend to be on this planet for a considerable time, to enjoy life to the fullest. That requires financial resources that are within your means if you plan for it. So let's look at another story and another possibility for you. Like Simon, who we spoke about at the start of our session, Nicole started her career very similar way. Working hard, doing exactly the same thing. The one big difference was that Nicole was fortunate enough to receive some valuable mentoring early in her career. She believed in getting good advice to deliver the results she aims for. She was also a great student of business and learned from the likes of Michael Gerber and other such business greats. Nicole started her business with the end in mind. Many stages of her business development were painful for a number of years. The take-home profits were minimal, the sacrifices were massive. She too was working long hours, but she was investing in the future, building her team, building the systems, leading her business, empowering her people, and extracting wealth on the way through. Her end game was to be financially independent at age 30. She missed it by 2 years, at which point she had an allied health business that was employing 50 people, running 100% under management, with less than 3 hours per week of input and monitoring. Everyone defines financial freedom differently, but Nicole has the freedom to live life on her terms and to do the things she has a passion for. That is a very valuable asset, in my opinion. So when we start working with allied health businesses, we see that they are great students. They study many things. They've read many books. Part of that on how to run a better business. They've attended seminars on the topics as well. What we regularly see, however, is they lack the power to implement. Our desire is that all allied health businesses we work with develop like Nicole and are able to extract wealth from their business along the way, and also they develop a business with substantial value. The process we've worked to develop over the last 20 years of consulting helps you implement change and achieve these results. So as a starting point, I would suggest we've offered here today, you complete, there's a business risk survey and a scorecard that will be produced. So I would start there. If you care about your business and you want to de-risk it, start there. From there, we can have a free, no obligation 30-minute consult to understand what might be your pain points. In addition, to also help our clients or help people in the allied health area get on track and actually develop a plan. We're running a workshop on the 8th of February with the purpose being to help you develop your framework for the future. I wish you all the very best in creating a business to deliver you the results that you desire. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Grant. Now, one question that we did have come in is, what size of business is a good time to start de-risking? You know, like, do you start when you're small, or, you know, do you wait a little while? So what do you think there?
So the first point is starting with the end in mind. So I would be, even as a one-person business, you actually need to know where you're going. So if you've got, let's call it 2 or 3 people, you will already have had a plan as to how you are going to get those people being part of your long-term plan. So there is no size. And if you start, even if you're the person doing everything yourself, but know where you're going to take that, that's the time to start. Yeah,
perfect. Okay, well, thanks for your time today, Grant. It's been amazing just to listen to all of your insight on the allied health business. So Grant and Q4 Financial do run workshops, you know, at various times throughout the year. So make sure you stay in contact with Q4 Financial. their website, q4financial.com.au. And you can also find Grant's contact details on the Allied Health Virtual Conference website. So thank you, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Allied Health Virtual Conference. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Chris.